social, where he sort of made an 11th hour urge to his supporters to turn out and vote too. He called it the most important day in American history. Voter enthusiasm is through the roof, he said, because people want to make America great again. He urged them to stay in their lines no matter how long it takes, saying that the Democrats wanted people to go back and pack up and go home. But of course, he will be delivering his own vote pretty shortly, and then we expect him to make a similar comments to the media on his way out.
Well, it sounds pretty lively where you are, Will, and we just heard the helicopters overhead there. I guess security must be pretty tight then today.
Yeah, it is. There have been obviously a lot of Secret Service sniffer dogs. There's security all around this particular area, of course, all around his residence, Mar-a-Lago, around the convention centre where he's having his watch-along party once the votes tallies start rolling in. And yeah, there are supporters here. There's kind of quite a lively atmosphere. A lot of journalists, as you can imagine, cameras and reporters and so on, photographers. And I think the sort of spirit that this thing is finally reaching D-Day, as it were. It's gotten to this point. It's been a long and exhausting, at times grueling campaign for both candidates. And now the moment of truth arrives.
And Will, I mean, Florida used to be something of a swing state, isn't it? Those old enough might remember the 2000 election and the ghostly hanging Chad dispute that happened around then. And now it seems it is firmly behind Mr. Trump.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of morphed over recent years, really since Donald Trump burst onto the scene in 2016. I would say a lot of recent arrivals to the Cuban-American and the Venezuelan-American community have quite a lot to do with that. Those who've lived in Cuba, lived in Venezuela, and are staunchly against anything that smacks of socialism, have really delivered the this state and the 30 electoral college votes it represents to Donald Trump on the past two occasions, and I expect this to be the third. Previously, you're right, it's voted both for George W. Bush and for Barack Obama. I think those days are over, and that this is now a state that he can pretty much count on. His presence here as a resident has a lot to do with it. They see him as one of their own.
All right, well, for the time being, Will Grant there in Palm Beach, Florida, with an incoming storm, it seems, and also Donald Trump's arrival imminent for his vote. Thank you very much for now. Well, right through this campaign, there's been allegations of fake news and disinformation. Social media has been inundated with material that the US intelligence agencies say they suspect foreign actors to have been distributing. Well, this is one video that went viral in recent days. It falsely shows an individual who claims he's from Haiti, and he says he voted in Georgia.
We came to America 6 months ago, and we already have American citizenship. We're voting Kamala Harris. Yesterday we voted in Gwinnett County, and today we're voting in Createit Labs.
Well, BBC Verify has been studying this issue for months, and reporter Shayan Sardar-Zada told us about the kinds of videos they've been investigating.
From the moment we started tracking this campaign earlier in the year, most of the videos were sort of in line with Russia's interest in Ukraine, so they were anti-Ukraine, pro-Kremlin. But in the last couple of months, we've noticed that there's been attack towards targeting the US election campaign. And specifically, they're trying to make these videos to pretend like the BBC or Fox News or Sky News or ABC or CBS are saying that America is a country near collapse, that sort of the election is so dysfunctional, that there's widespread voter fraud. All of those things that are sort of supposed to sow discord in the US, that's the area that they're targeting.
Right, and so they're very convincing then in terms of the way that they're presented. And just expand a bit more on the messaging. What sort of people do they seem to be trying to target?
Well, because the videos are in English, obviously the target seems to be, and because many of them specifically are about the US and the election campaign, they seem to be targeted at people in the United States in particular, and they're sort of banking on the idea that people see these videos and believe them, and basically they cause sort of unrest or mistrust of authorities. Kamala Harris specifically also is targeted, and her husband Douglas Emhoff are sort of targeted in some of these videos.
And so you said that the US intelligence services believe they have evidence that it is coming from Russia. What is the solid evidence that that's the source?
U.S. intelligence agencies together issued a joint statement, and they said that they have evidence from sort of previous activities, and also obviously there's stuff that they're not going to share with us, but they say that they have some level of confidence based on past monitoring and sort of pattern of behavior that this operation arises from Russia. Now, we also made the same conclusion when we were looking at this operation check, working with our colleagues at fact-checking organization Logically and Finnish investigative organization Check First. They also believe they have spotted IPs and that are based in Russia.
And Shayan, is it possible to know whether people believe these videos and whether they will make a difference, perhaps in this election?